What do you think of the sudden change in how they are approaching today than what they told us about a month ago?
Because it feels like they went all in on saying on Rule being able to say, hey, do whatever you need to do to win. Don't worry about traditions or the fans or just whatever you think is best, whatever you think is most likely to lead to the most wins. Do that with no other calculations. It feels like he was told that. Michael Severe, actually, I thought made a really good sort of case for that having happened when he had this video also a while ago where he was wearing anyway. He was hosting with John when I was on last Friday, and he actually kind of made that case that he thinks Rule was told that at some point. And also when Michael says things like that, he usually has some level of insight into them. And I thought he made a good case for it. Now, assuming that's true, though, it raises the question, why did they shift here 10 days ago and say, well, actually, we are going to we are gonna do this? And like, why did they just think of it then? It certainly could have been something you thought about a while back. Did they think, hey, now it won't be televised and that's better?
Did they two things, Jack? Was it that? And did they also realize, oh, hey, this is after the portal closes, right? Like the portal is done now. I think it was done after yesterday. So in theory, you are living in the world now where everyone who declared or everyone
that was always the case. It was scheduled on this day forever.
Did they maybe finally look at the calendar and say, oh, hey, that's
I legit wondered about that. I was so confused about that reasoning the entire time because I was like, I don't think that lines up, right? They can't get out of it. If they're out, they're out. I know they can go somewhere, but if they're out now. Right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, my thought has always been, I don't really buy the reasoning. I just don't think that he wants to do a spring game anymore. Like, in this case, I think a lot of schools are just like, I don't want to do this. Like, I think people have been wanting to cancel the spring game for years, and then he finally just had a chance to do it.
It's because you kind of have a routine at practice is practice, right? You have a routine that you go through every time. It's like if you do, Josh, the same, run or workout. It's like you're running workouts, and I'm sure you have a weekly routine and you have a schedule, and you've got all of that. And then if all of a sudden, one of your days is, I don't know, some kind of a some kind of a fun competition run that you're not be able to go the pace that you go, right? Or you're not able to go at the time that you normally go. You're probably not as excited about it when you're actually preparing for something.
Yeah, right? That's a good. Yeah, I think that's a solid comp. Yeah, for sure. And so maybe that's what it is, that they're just like, DC says it's too much of a hassle for the coaches, where it's just like, this is something that they only do it because they have been doing it, right? Like it's because it's been around in college football for so many years, and at some point they were going to rip the Band-Aid off, and now they finally have. Finally have. So.
And listen, and by the way, I'm one of the people who critiqued him getting rid of it, right?
I did. So we were on we were on opposite ends.
But I mean, like I can see it if you're strictly going about what's, what is the best for you and wins. I can see how not having it would be there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can see that. But I have never really bought into the whole that what I just explained to me. It just seems like a pain in the ass. Seems like more of a compelling reason not to do it than people are going to see film of our guys. I mean, like that's not. I don't know. Can you imagine a scenario where like, oh, we've now got this spring game film and this changes everything in our level of interest in, the 4-string wide receiver who's got no game film, I guess.
What changes is your depth in your room is different than what you thought it was a month ago because a player leaves or gets injured. That's what changes. It's not, oh man, we watched Nebraska's spring game. It's no, we need to adapt and adjust our room, and we're just going to go after a player because we probably saw something that he did the year before. Like I've never bought that. But now, Jack, there's a part of me that wonders, are they already going to walk this back going into next year? And will things return to a bit more normalcy with a spring game? Or, there's certainly been a lot of talk and chatter about, scrimmaging other teams. Like Matt Rule said he'd be open to it if that's allowed. Like if the NCAA reverses course on it, is Nebraska playing, North Dakota State next year or Ohio or something like that, next spring and getting back into doing, some sort of an actual game versus whatever the hell today is going to bring.
Right. Yeah, I would hope so.